I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Icy patches were a big problem on some roads in our region, and slippery conditions were the apparent cause of a fatal collision this morning in the town of Goshen. According to state police, an SUV heading eastbound on Route 17M spun out of control on the bridge near the intersection with the Orange County Fire Training Center shortly after 9 this morning. It collided with an oncoming tractor-trailer rig. The victim, a front seat passenger, has been identified as 28-year-old Jason Rodriguez of Middletown, who was ejected from the vehicle. The driver, 56-year-old Matthew Austin of Middletown, was taken to Orange Regional Medical Center for treatment of undisclosed injuries. Police say Rodriguez was not wearing a seatbelt. The early morning rain on cold pavement made many of our roads slippery, leading to a series of accidents. Port Jervis police say tips provided by residents after a surveillance photo had been released helped them track down the man they say robbed a local bank last month. Police have charged 32-year-old Michael Gerlach with first-degree robbery. They say he's the man who walked into the TD Bank North Branch on East Main Street back on November 19th, and after passing a note to a teller demanding money, walked out with more than $3,000. Gerlach, who was listed as homeless, was arraigned in Port Jervis City Court this morning and is being held without bail in Orange County Jail. The owner of a barbershop in the city of Newburgh faces drug charges after police raided his shop and found cocaine and anabolic steroids. 28-year-old Francisco Santiago, the owner of Los Barbaros, a barbershop on Broadway, was charged with 2 felony counts of drug possession after police followed up on leads of suspected drug sales at the shop. Police say they seized quantities of cocaine, steroids, drug packaging materials, and more than $1,000 in suspected drug money during their unannounced visit. While residents slept, police rounded up 21 people in a 4 a.m. raid of residences in Ellenville, the culmination of a year-long investigation into drug dealing in the Ellenville area. Amounts of crack, marijuana, and oxycodone were seized during the pre-dawn raid. 2 of the 21 were additionally charged with selling drugs within a school zone, and 2 others were identified as members of the Crips street gang. It was 71 years ago today, December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese attacked the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor. And today on the Hudson River waterfront in Newburgh, area veterans gathered to remember the day of infamy during a ceremony that paid tribute to the more than 2,500 people who died. Students from Newburgh Free Academy and New York Military Academy took part in the Newburgh observance. Veterans say it's important to educate the young about the events of that day. One of the organizers, NFA teacher Chris Eachus, says students often relate to Pearl Harbor through their own experience with a more recent tragedy, September 11th. Care is currently being given to about 50 animals that were removed from a trailer home property in the town of Fallsburg earlier this week, where an elderly woman and her son now face animal cruelty charges. 2 dogs, 21 goats, 23 rabbits, and 4 chickens were brought to a Sullivan County rescue farm after they were removed from the Rose Road trailer home amid conditions Animal Control Officer Joanne Giroux described as deplorable and the worst she had ever seen. 81-year-old Virginia Wagner McCombs and her 62-year-old son Donald Wagner face multiple counts of animal cruelty. It is the opportunity for the Army football team to end what has become a decade of despair. Last night, West Point cadets held a bonfire pep rally, an annual tradition to fire up and send off the team. It'll do battle with arch-rival Navy Saturday afternoon in Philadelphia. The game will be the 113th meeting of the 2 military academies. The Black Knights have lost the last 10 games, but Army senior cornerback Josh Jackson says he and his teammates are prepared to seize the moment.
Going through my head is last time to do this with my brothers, the guys I've been playing with since prep school, having the opportunity to do something that hasn't been done at this academy, this institution in a while, how much it'll mean to more than just our team and our institution of West Point, but also to our organization as an Army. Just really thinking about just doing this one more time and having the best game possible. We're going into this humble, like always, respecting our opponent as always, but we're going in hungry knowing that we can get the job as long as we handle our job.
The Army-Navy game begins at 3 p.m. Saturday, and look for complete coverage right here at Record Online. And it wasn't an ordinary mission for a couple of trained therapy dogs that paid a visit to Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh this week. Shayna, a standard poodle, and Lola, a Rottweiler, came from the Hudson Valley Visiting Pet Program, and they, along with their handlers, were invited to campus to give students a chance to take a break from end-of-semester stress through a program called Wagging Tails Stress Relief. Researchers say for college students, interacting with animals can lower anxiety levels as final exams approach. And if the Mount students get good exam grades, maybe Shayna and Lola can take a little bit of the credit. Well, unfortunately, clouds and rain will be the weather words for the weekend. Saturday will be cloudy with showers, mostly in the morning and early afternoon. Temperatures will get up around 50 degrees. Sunday will be mostly cloudy with the threat of more showers. The highs again are expected to hit the 50-degree mark. Clicking here at Record Online will keep you connected to breaking news throughout the weekend and get an in-depth look at all that is happening by reading the weekend editions of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.